Hi everyone, this is audap. Let's check out Arcade Archives Cadash, running on Nintendo Switch. Cadash, that's right, 89. I played this in the arcade. I think I mostly played it in the nickel arcade because it's kind of an expensive game to play in the arcade. So this is a side-scrolling action RPG, except in the arcade. You know, traditionally this kind of game is relegated to consoles, but TAITO took kind of a mad try at making this kind of gameplay an arcade game. We're going to check out the Japanese version first. I think there's only one or two differences between the Japanese and the North American release. And I don't think it's a lot. I think maybe there's some color differences here and there. I really love this game. I played quite a bit in the arcade. I don't think I ever beat it. I think I always ran out of money before I could. And then I played a lot of it on the PC Engine. And I played a little bit of it on the Genesis. You know, they're pretty interesting conversions, with the Genesis missing one character, but you know, having nicer graphics, and the PC Engine one, you know, having all the characters available, but you know, better sound and having all the characters and all the levels, I believe. I was wondering why there was never a sequel to this game in the arcade. It seemed like it was successful. A lot of people played it, but kind of hard to judge whether or not a game is successful across the world just based on your local arcade, right? And you notice there's a timer up above. That's the time that you get to play. So if you want to play longer, then you put in another credit, and you get to play longer. So that's how they solved the problem of, you know, how do you monetize a free roaming game? Well, you just put a timer up on top. I think the graphics are actually pretty good. Again, this is 89, so you know, real vibrant colors. TAITO was doing some pretty good work during this era. And of course, in the arcade, you could play. I think you could play up to 3 players. Most cabinets only had 2. And although there's 4 characters, there might have been a 4-character cabinet out there. I never saw it. It kind of makes sense if there was, though. So this doesn't skimp on the action RPG trimmings, so you do have to do a little grinding as well. So they didn't take that away because it's an arcade game. Again, a pretty interesting gamble to make this kind of game for the arcades. Yeah, I always thought the PC Engine version did, it did a good job. It just had less horizontal resolution, so the characters kind of looked a little squished. Yeah, death by pudding. Yeah, it's interesting. Not only did you contend with the timer, you also contended with your hit points. So you could be spending a lot of money playing this game. Like I said, it was too expensive to play in a regular arcade where a credit was a quarter. It was a game that made more sense than the nickel arcade. I mean, that's certainly how I remember it. Even with this being the Japanese version, which the PC Engine was based on the Japanese arcade version. See it in English. This one I actually might have a separate playthrough to go all the way through. As I have a lot of good memories of this game, and it is actually a pretty decent action RPG. Yeah, I mean, it largely looks the same. I don't think there's too much of a difference. I'm sure maybe they fixed some bugs that was in the original Japanese release. Maybe they adjusted the difficulty or the experience that it doles out. I'm sure the requirements are a little higher on the North American version. It's generally what tends to happen. Yeah, it does seem largely the same. Although it's, nice to be able to read all the text. Sure, speedrunners would rather play the Japanese version since the text goes by faster. Oh no. Awful pudding monster. That's about right. That's usually where it ends. Yeah, I didn't think there was anything. I don't remember there being anything over there. Mm-hmm. I forget you can't skip the conversation. You have to listen to him talk. Game name? Oh, Cadash. C-A-D-A-S. C-A-D-A-S-H. It should be in the title, and it's also in the game category. 1989 arcade game. There was also a Genesis and a PC Engine version, both of which had a North American release. I think the inn is super expensive in this game. 50 gold. Yeah, you're welcome. This is the Arcade Archives release, so it's going to be, you know, $7.99 USD. But again, you know, the arcade version was a ton of fun. What am I buying? Let's see. Anything for me? I can carry a butterfly knife. Nope. I know, I mean, this was the time of the, you know, Super Nintendo and Genesis and Mega Drive, so, I mean, the graphics, none of the systems could match these graphics. I think the Mega Drive did pretty good. But like I said, it was missing two of the characters. You can only do the mage and the fighter in that version. And like I said, I'll do a full playthrough of this game. Here's just a little bit of a preview, just so folks know what they're getting into if they want to buy it for themselves. Yeah, the game still holds up pretty well. Maybe not my terrible playing of it, but the game is still fun. It's very light on the RPG elements, so don't go expecting like a ton of conversation, or like subquests or anything like that. You know, it's a very straightforward game, but it's a fun gun. It's a fun one. So yeah, there we go. We'll stop it there. This is audap. You've been watching Arcade Archives Cadash, running on Nintendo Switch. Old arcade classic. There were some home ports of it, but they never were quite as good as the arcade version. As far as the emulation is concerned, I mean, this is perfect emulation, right? So, you know, now you have a choice of having some GAN lines. You can change the rate of the time loss and experience gain. It's nice to have all the characters available in one without compromises to the graphics, and it's definitely worth checking out. So yeah. If you're into an action RPG, an arcade action RPG, nonetheless, then I think it's worth it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.